Hello and welcome to Do Not Take This Cat Home. This is a short visual novel. Well, I say short, I actually don't know how long it is. But a lot of these horror games that I've been playing lately that are free are short, and this one was free. So I'm guessing it's going to be short, but if not, well, you know, the power of editing. It's a great thing. But anyway, this is Do Not Take This Cat Home, and I'm a sucker for seeing stray cats and just, God, feeling so awful and just wanting to feed them, to pet them, to give them a loving home. And I'm pretty sure if I saw this little guy right here, yeah, he'd be coming home with me. So, let's get started. You're not having a great day, as usual. As usual. Oh, great. It's the first time in a while that you felt like going out. But in the middle of your walk, it starts to rain. Typical. But maybe this is just a sign that you should have stayed home today. Yeah, you can always try again tomorrow, right? You turned to head home when... Huh? What was that? There are only a few people around on the street. Makes sense due to the increase of missing persons around the area lately. Well, that and the weather. Probably more so the weather, to be honest. Let's just pause. Probably the weather is why there's like no one out here. But none of them react to the sound at all. Curiosity guiding your steps, you follow the sound to the entrance of a dark, dingy alleyway. You timidly enter the alley and walk forward. The ground dampened by the rain makes your steps sound louder and more confident than you actually feel. Finally, the sound source comes into view in the cold, dim light of the alley. At the end of the alley, in a big cardboard box, is a cat! Huh. Guess that should have been obvious. Yeah, probably. How stupid am I in this story? It's an interesting looking cat. Its pretty yellow eyes shine like gold among the dark sea of its black fur. It puts its front paws up on the edge of the box and looks up at you. So cute! And it definitely knows it. You've never had much of an opinion one way or another about cats before, but if they're all like this one, it's a shock they haven't already found a way to rule the world. You don't think you'd mind bowing down to a feline overlord. You look around the alley with a small frown. Who leaves a cat in a cardboard box these days anyway? Wouldn't they just jump out and leave the box eventually? The cat doesn't answer you. Obviously. It also doesn't do as you suggest and leave it in the box. It's just looking at you, as if waiting for you to make the next move. Alright, so the game says to not take the cat home. But I always do the opposite of what I'm told, so I'm going to take that cat home. You know what? You reach into the box and pick the cat up, holding it out in front of you. Why not? You're all alone and, well, I'm kind of in the same boat myself, so you bring the cat close. You didn't realize it was shivering until just then, but it slowly breathes easier as it presses into your chest. Why not stick together, right? At least for a little while. I don't know how to purr. I can't do that. You think a little while will probably be more like a day. You'll be responsible and take it to a shelter tomorrow. But for now, let's get you out of the rain, okay? Agreed, let's do it. You stop by a small local pet store for some cat food, then head back home. You live in a modest apartment. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. 1 you living alone in it. Hope they allow pets. So it feels weird having another living thing being inside it after so long, even if it is just a cat. After locking the front door and placing the cat on the floor, you watch for a moment as it curiously explores the new environment. Aww. Leaving the feline to its own devices, you set about making the both of you some dinner. You take out the can of cat food and open it with the tab on top. You put some of the cat food on a saucer and click your tongue to call the cat over to you. It perks up at your beckoning and rushes over. It looks at the plate of food and completely ignores it. Not hungry, I guess. You try not to let it annoy you. The cat doesn't understand the concept of money to appreciate that you spent your hard-earned cash on it. It is just a cat, after all. I'll just leave it here if you get hungry later, okay? The cat rubs its body against your legs with a purr. You smile. That's enough of a thanks to you. It follows you into the kitchen as you start your own dinner. You decide that you've had enough ingredients for a sandwich. Bread toasted, mayo and mustard spread. Wow, this guy actually knows me. Wow. Because that's actually what I do. I do a mayo and mustard spread. Turkey and cheese and lettuce perfectly placed. Tomato Ow! You wince as you cut your finger on the knife while slicing a tomato. Stupid. Ugh. You feel a little embarrassed for such a blunder and sigh, tossing the knife into the cutting board. You're about to head to the bathroom for a bandage when the cat hops up onto the counter. It sniffs at the knife and meows almost pointedly at you. Don't worry, I'm alright. It was just a... You watch as the cat starts to lick lightly but enthusiastically at the blood on the knife. At your blood! You're so shocked by the time you come to your senses, the knife has been completely licked clean. The cat sits back, staring at you. You feel a little uneasy. Sure, cats are meat-eating predators, but that was a little weird. Right? Sure, you're no cat expert, but that was definitely not something an ordinary cat would do. Right? Well, regardless, you're not about to abandon a cat in need while it's still raining outside. Not after all of your efforts. You were going to take it to the shelter tomorrow anyway. What's one night of awkwardness? What's one night of a cat just, tasting my blood? Weird or not, it's just a cat. Right? The rest of the evening, unfortunately, goes downhill from there. Even after covering up your fingers cut with a bandage, the cat keeps trying to lick at the wound. While you're eating your sandwich, while you're cleaning up the kitchen, while trying to watch TV. You gently put it away, you gently push it away every time, but you're starting to get worried at the strange behavior. What if it's got a taste for your blood and thinks you're food now? You're not sure what you'll do if it starts to get more aggressive. You keep thinking about the cat food sitting in the corner, untouched. Ugh, come on, enough already! You shove it away a little more forcefully this time out of annoyance. You feel bad immediately, but before you can do anything, the cat meows sharply at you and dashes off around the corner and into the hall. You sigh deeply. At this point, you're just worried that it's going to take a bite out of you in your sleep. Maybe a vet will have an idea of how to calm it down. You can only hope. You don't have many other options left other than tossing the cat out into the rain. After finding the number of a local vet, you pick up your landline and... the lights just... went out. Great. Just great. Rain must have knocked out the power. You check your cell phone only to find that it's out of batteries. You must have forgotten to charge it before leaving earlier. The outing had been so spur of the moment that it had no doubt messed with your usual routine. You grab a flashlight and turn it on. It's quiet. It's too quiet. Did the rain stop? But then, why did the power go out? You look outside. The sky is pitch black. What time is it? You turn to check the clock. Oh, God. The cat sits on top of your digital clock, staring at you. Oh, boy. It's kill o'clock! Thinking now, you realize the clock shouldn't be working at all with the power outage, but the numbers are lit up and going completely haywire. The cat stares at you. It's completely still. You'd think it was a statue if you didn't know any better. It's not giving off any indication that it's alive. It's not blinking. It's not even breathing. But its eyes. This isn't normal. You're afraid. You want to run, but you're afraid of letting the cat out of your sight. You consider tossing the cat out after all. But as soon as the thought enters your head, you feel a sharp urge to vomit. Those eyes, its eyes hold you still. Even with your flashlight trained on it, its pupils are large, round, inky pits. Oh God. The flashlight flickers. And the cat is gone. Fear immediately grips your mind. The silence, punctuated with the rapid pumping of blood in your heart, is overwritten as your ears slowly start to pick up the sound of static all around you. How's the clock working with no power? You don't know why such a question matters at the moment, but you feel as if having the answer will make sense out of everything that's happening. That order will be restored. But no answer comes to mind. You back away from the clock, and feel as if the air itself coils tightly and abruptly in response, like a predator prepared to pounce, but waiting for your next move. But you're afraid to move. You're afraid to even take a breath. But you can't stay still forever, right? Whatever is watching you, you can already feel its impatience. It's too eager. You don't know how you know this, but you can sense it as clearly as if it whispered, "Let's play," right into your ear, right into your soul. It won't let you wait it out. Not that you could, even if it did. You can't stay here. You have to run. With this thought, a sudden primal instinct awakens within you, making you tear yourself into a hasty burst of movement, of action. But you're still weak from the fear's grip on your mind. Your legs tangle together under you in your haste, and you fall to the ground. Ooh! A sharp pain explodes in the center of your foot. At first, you think you've broken your ankle, but something warm and wet trickles down the length of your foot, pulling underneath it. You hear the sound of metal scraping on tiles after skidding across the floor, as if it had been kicked. Winded from your fall, you look up in a daze and see the object glinting in a strange light coming in from outside. The light pouring in from your now open front door. Thoughts of how, when, who, what, in regards to your inexplicably open door screech to a halt, as your brain finally identifies the metallic object you've been staring at. It's your kitchen knife, and still tinted red from your earlier blunder? But that's not right. Wasn't it licked completely clean by the... You gulp dryly at the pain in your foot. You barely have time to wonder how the knife ended up in your living room floor to be stepped on, instead of resting on the cutting board in the kitchen where you left it. Those eyes. When you spy something in the darkness just beyond the knife, it spies right back at you. A pair of glowing golden eyes come forward as the cat emerges from the shadows into the light from your doorway. It pads lightly over to the knife, as if skipping in delight. It bends down to lap at the blood dripping from the blade. Ah! Your senses slowly begin to overwhelm you. The chill of the air as it starts to suffocate you under its weight. The sound of your shaky breaths, discordant against the static now piercing your skull. The dryness on your tongue spreading to your throat. The incomprehensible sight of the stray you'd taken in, licking away at your kitchen knife, once again completely clean. The scent of blood from the fresh wound on your foot. Blood. Golden eyes slide up to you as if in response to your sudden realization. Blood. You're hurt. Your foot is bleeding. You're bleeding. You're bleeding! The cat barely moves, shoulders twitching as if it is considering the act of pouncing forward. But you're already on your feet and out the door. You run, or rather limp, down the empty street. The sky is black and bleeding red. But there's a strange light emitting from nowhere that casts everything else in white. The houses, the trees, the road, even you. Everything. Except your blood. You can just barely glimpse the bloody imprints your injured foot leaves in your wake with every impact it makes on the ground. It hurts. It hurts! But you can't stop. You don't stop. Not when the shadows grow around you. Not when you feel the gaze of eyes all over you. Not when the road ahead of you is darkened by a long shadow of something behind you. Even then, you don't stop running. Because if that's the cat right there ahead of you, then what in the world is behind you? Oh, I gotta look. Huh. Interesting. How very, very interesting. Ending 0. It begins. Oh, weird. Okay. So continue. You're walking. Right, of course. It's the first time in a while that you felt like going out. And you're actually glad that you did. Okay. The weather's absolutely perfect. Oh, now it's a perfect day. That's a good sign, right? Maybe your luck is finally starting to turn around. You tentatively allow yourself to feel excited for the possibilities where you could go or what you could do. Maybe who you could meet. You're so deep in thought that you almost miss it. What was that? Curiosity guiding your steps, you follow the sound of the entrance of a lonely alleyway. The sunlight only just manages to reach down between the tall buildings on either side. You timidly enter the alley and walk forward. The loose gravel and scattered debris on the ground soften your steps. Finally, the sound source comes into view in the warm, almost ethereal light of the alley. At the end of the alley, in a big cardboard box, is a cat. Aw, look at him. Look at you. Huh, guess that should have been obvious. Yeah, it's an interesting looking cat. Its pretty yellow eyes shine like gold among the dark sea of its black fur. It puts its front paws up on the edge of the box and looks up at you. Aww. Little demon cat. So, you look so familiar. Oh, I love it. Right? Then again, it is a cat. Not many different ways for a standard black cat to look after all. This one sure is a cutie though. Just look. It's not glaring at you or hissing at you for getting this close like other stray cats have in the past. Ooh, there's a save thing. I'm gonna save. There, okay. It's just sitting there patiently, waiting for you to do something. Gotta take that cat home. Gonna take it home. Well, why not? Right? Yay! You barely reach out your arms for the cat eagerly leaps into them and climbs onto your shoulders. It butts its head into your temple and nuzzles against it. You can't help but smile at the cat's enthusiasm. Let's get you out of here, yeah? On the way home, you briefly consider getting cat food. But that would be a waste of time. You shrug at the odd feeling and move on. You live in a modest apartment. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. 1 you living alone in it. So it feels weird having another living being inside it after so long, even if it is just a cat. After locking the front door and placing the cat on the floor, you wait for it to walk away and explore the new environment. But it simply sits and looks up at you, expectantly. Do something with the cat? Like what? Oh, we got options. Save. We got options now. Feed the cat. The cat looks hungry, so you decide to feed it. You're regretting not stopping for food earlier as you don't have much left. Grocery shopping day is tomorrow, after all. You head to the kitchen and click your tongue, ensuring the cat follows after you. It leaps nimbly onto the kitchen counter and watches as you search for meal options. Let's see. You find some things you expect. A can of tuna in the pantry, some leftover meatloaf in the fridge, and... Huh? What's that? You realize there's a tightly sealed Tupperware on the bottom shelf of the fridge. You don't recognize it. A foul odor is leaking from the container. Whatever's inside can't be safe for human consumption. But the cat seems excited about it, practically salivating over it. Still, you're the caretaker here. You're the one who needs to decide what's best to feed a hungry cat. So you'll feed it. I like saving. I should have saved earlier. Mystery food. Is this really a good idea? Fine. I guess if this is what you want. You open the container and... You just barely managed to keep from throwing up. But just barely. The stench is overwhelming. Yeah, give me a minute. You hazard a look at the contents of the container, but... you honestly can't understand what you're supposed to be looking at. Everything is just... mashed together. What exactly everything consists of is a mystery you're more than happy to keep unsolved. Different shapes, different sizes, different textures. Not the color, though. All of it is the same color. The most unfortunate shade of gray you've ever seen. Tinted with a nauseatingly wet green film over the top. Am I supposed to warm it up, or you don't really know how to serve it? Any utensil or plate that touches it is getting thrown out immediately. No exceptions. Your hands are going to be scrubbed with soap and hot water within an inch of their lives after this. I'm going to move my mic a little bit closer. You decide against putting this crap in your microwave. You doubted it would taste or smell any better warm. Not wanting to hold it anymore, you shake your head and practically toss the container next to the cat on the counter. The cat enthusiastically dives for the toxic-looking sludge, sniffing it as if savoring the scent. You turn to the fridge and close it. You've lost your appetite. You're about to head to the bathroom to wash your hands for the next hour or so when... Ow! A sharp pain on your foot causes you to stumble. You catch yourself on the kitchen sink and look down to see that the tip of your sock is... red. And the red is still slowly spreading to the rest of your sock. Are you bleeding? You quickly reach down and pull off your sock to see the damage. Oh! Your middle toe is gone. It's just gone. Just a stump left in its place. Steadily leaking blood onto the floor. You clumsily step back as if it would help you get away from what you were seeing. The blood trail simply follows your movements. 911? You have to call 911. Phone, where's the... Your tongue is... Munch, munch, munch. You slowly look over to find the cat still eating, completely unbothered by your suffering. Munch, munch, munch. Not bothering to try and stop the blood from dribbling out of your mouth. You keep watching in a daze as the cat happily chews at a gross piece of... Wait. That's... You look more closely at the mystery food in the cat's jaws. It looks vaguely familiar. It looks like... a tongue? Before you can even think to do anything to stop it, the cat dives into the container again and bites into a piece that looks like a... You collapse to the floor, clutching your torso. You writhe around on the blood-streaked tiles, crying. Something inside you just... Blood pours out from deep within you. Whatever that was, felt important. And now it's probably gone, too. It hurts. It hurts so much. Stop! You weakly try to reach up to the cat on the counter above you. Your vision blurs. from the effort, from the pain, from your tears, from... Oh. Your eyes. Your eyes! You fall limply back to the floor. You're leaking blood all over. From all over. Your foot, your mouth, your insides, your eye sockets. You can feel your life fading away too. That's fine. If it means not feeling the pain of losing another part of you, then hopefully the cat will take its time eating your eyeballs and give you time to just. Ending 10, you are what you eat. Oh, weird. So weird. How many endings? 40 endings? Alright, well, we're not going to do all 40 of them, but let's try one more. Let's go from the load point from here. Let's clean the cat. Upon giving it a second look, you realize the cat isn't exactly clean. Alright, we're going to save here. Not surprising, since up until you brought it home, it's been sitting in a dirty old box in an alley full of scattered garbage. For who knows how long. You've heard that cats can keep themselves clean, but maybe this is one of those times that a little human help couldn't hurt. You head to the bathroom and set things up, trying to remember how to wash a cat. You're definitely no expert, but you think the best way to get a cat clean would be... Alright, we're gonna save again. Carefully. You think careful is the way to go. Cats aren't always fond of water, so you doubt it'll be a fan of excessive amount of it. So you pick the cat up and place it gently in the sink before turning on the water. The cat is startled, but ultimately doesn't try to run away. Nice. Nice. Love this artwork. You lather your hands with some soap and carefully give the cat a thorough half scrub, half massage. After a few minutes, you rinse the cat completely and gather it up in a blanket, drying it. Then you take a brush and carefully run it through the cat's fur. The cat seems like it's in heaven as you brush it. Some hairs are sticking to you, but you don't mind. In fact, quite a lot of fur is sticking to you. You try to brush it away, but it won't come off. Guess you're up next for a bath yourself. You try to ignore the fur and finish with the cat quickly, but more hair keeps sticking to you. Your hands, your arms. Before you realize it, they're covered in fur that won't come off. It's thick enough that you just try to yank it off, but... Ah! What? Pain lances through the spot you tugged at. Upon closer inspection, you see that the hair is... growing. Growing out of you. Ah! You can actually feel it now. Fur growing out your back and your neck. Your face. Oh, what is this? Oh, what is this? Your eyes. Your tongue. It's even growing inside your throat. As you collapse and start to choke on the thickening fur in your esophagus, the cat leans on your lap at the fur growing on your forehead. The cat leans up to lap at the fur growing on your forehead, grooming your hair as thoroughly as you did for it earlier. You think it'd be sweet if you weren't currently losing air. Still, feels nice at least, to be looked after and cared for in some way, even if it's just for a little while longer. The cat's careful grooming is the last thing you feel, before you're no longer able to breathe. Ending 15. Self-care buddies. Alright, interesting. Very interesting. I'm not going to go through all 40 endings here, but the 3 that I got, very fascinating. I like the artwork. It definitely feels like a true choose-your-own-adventure novel, and I really, really enjoy that. I enjoy that You can pick something as simple as taking a cat and giving it a bath, and somehow that causes fur to grow all over you and inside of you. That's just super messed up, but it's great. I really, really enjoyed this. It's spooky, it's creepy. The artwork can get creepy, but it's also nice when it wants to be. Really, really well done. I really, really enjoyed this. Good job. Well, maybe we'll do some more endings another time, but until then, thank you so much for watching. Have a good night. Go move my mic back now.